there's only one way you succeed long term. Anybody can get lucky, do something for a period of time, but real success in any measure whatsoever comes when you do more for others than anybody else. There's no other way to do it. You find a way to add more what? Value. And if we find the way to add more value, we can be superior in the marketplace, but we can also be superior in our own lives. We can enjoy our lives at a different level. We can have a different set of pride that isn't fake, it's not ego. Ego is when you try to make it better than it is, and you know the truth is it's not. But when you really are in a position, when you're in a position where you own what you're about, and you know what you're here to deliver, and you deliver it on a significant scale, then you have an opportunity to really experience not only success, but fulfillment. I don't like to hear myself talk. I like to see people do things so often they build muscle, not just thoughts. And so one thing I'm going to ask you to do in a few minutes is we're going to go from this passive mode that you're in right now into full engagement. Because if you get fully engaged, it's amazing what you can accomplish and do. When you're partially engaged, you get a little bit of result. When you're disengaged, we all know what you get, nothing. And we live in a society where most of us are so overwhelmed. There's so much information. We're not having any problem with information. We're drowning in information, but we're starving for wisdom. And so we got to separate it out. And so one way to separate it out is I'd like to talk to you about 3 things that can help you increase your performance and your life. Because what I'm obsessed by and have been for 37 years is what can increase performance for an individual or an organization. But also I'm equally obsessed about what's going to make somebody fulfilled. So what I want to make sure that you and I do is we set ourselves up to be able to win. So there's 3 things I'd like to walk you through. 1, I'd like to walk you through how to the competitive edge that's going to get you both the performance you want at the highest level and also the fulfillment you want. Because if you want to know my view, I can tell you there's 2 master lessons in life. Lesson 1 is the science of achievement. If you want an extraordinary life, if you want a magnificent life, which by my definition has nothing to do with me, it's life on your terms. Some of you, what's an extraordinary life? It's having a cool little company. For some of you, it's having a big billion-dollar company. For some of you, it's not a company, it's 3 wonderful children that you totally love and adore and spend time with. For some of you, it's poetry. For some of you, it's making a difference in the environment. It's different for all of us. It's life on your terms. But if you're gonna have an extraordinary life, you need to master, number 1, the science of achievement, which most of you are damn good at or you wouldn't be in this room, right? You know how to go from where you are, have a vision, make it real. Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. Fulfillment is as unique as there are people. Achievement, there's laws, right? You do this, money, there are laws. Your body, there's laws. We all have biochemical, special, unique identities, but there's certain fundamentals. If you do them in mass, you're going to be overweight. If you do them differently, you're going to be fit and strong. Same thing with money. But fulfillment is as unique as art. Art is what one person thinks is beautiful, somebody else can think is ugly, and that's perfectly fine. Have you ever gone to an art museum and you see this big red square and they go, $10 million, you go, you gotta be kidding me. $10 million for that freaking square? I'll draw you a square. But someone else, no, look at the texture, the taste, the flavor, I can taste the paint from here. They have a different way of being fulfilled, right? So those are the 2 kind of lessons of life. So this is what I'd like to do to help you with both those today if you want to play with me. Number 1, let's take a look at what will give you the edge. Who's up for having a competitive edge in anything you do? Say I. And it's not BS and it's not positive thinking, it's something you can test because the edge is what's going to get more out of you. Second, I'd like to show you how to create a breakthrough. Who here has an area of your life where there's something you've struggled with for a while and you're sick of struggling with it and you're sick of making excuses and you want to actually change it today? Who's got one of those in your life? Say I. If you want to play full out, I can show you that. And the third element really affects the other 2, and it's really the one that affects business and life, and that's the power of engagement. All of these are tied to engagement. And I'll tell you what triggered me on this, is thinking about how could I add the most value here? And engagement is one of those, new flash words in the corporate culture we all hear about, full engagement, partial engagement, and you can do it if you can engage people. And engaging people is finding a way to meet their needs, not yours. If you meet their needs, your needs can be met as well. And it can be done in a way that has integrity and love and vision and creativity, and it can truly be a synergy. What's the first thing that allows you to engage somebody? Eye contact makes somebody engaging. She's talking about another level of engagement. I can feel it right now. Sincerity. When you feel like somebody, how about caring? When you feel like somebody truly cares about you, does that make it engage more? Smile. What else makes them engaging? Energy. Energy is the base. How many agree energy is engaging? Say I. If you want to change something in your life and you are what I call energy poor, low energy, are you going to follow through, yes or no? You love your husband or wife, but you're exhausted. Love you, okay. There is no passion. There is no intimacy without energy, am I right? You're not gonna go to build a business without energy. I got a question for you. When you feel better, do you treat other people better or worse? When you feel better, you perform at a higher level or a lower level? When you feel better, you're a better lover or a lesser lover? Good. Now here's what I want you to understand. If you and I can train ourselves to make our nervous system play at a higher level, and that becomes our standard, then all of a sudden it'll feel effortless. But in the beginning it's like lifting a weight. It feels stupid. It feels like, what is this weird crap? But I'm not into that. I'm not into positive thinking. I'm into results. Who's with me on that? Say I. And every great athlete knows how to put themselves in state. Every great musician knows how to put themselves in a state. We need to be able to do it. And if you try to do it with your mind, you'll succeed sometimes and you'll fail others. Because your brain is always circulating, can always rationalize something, right? But the body, used effectively, can change it all. Because the one thing that's universal in engagement is if you engage your body one way, you're gonna feel like shit. Another way, you're gonna feel incredible. If you become engaged, you can engage anyone else. If you sincerely care about them, if you're looking out for a way to support them and yourself, but you're not gonna do it if you're low energy, poor energy. You wanna be energy rich. Now if you do this and you sit down and you don't drop out of state, this energy is still available to you once you turn it on. How many, by the way, feel like sitting down right now? How many feel like rocking and doing something? Let me see your hand. Say ah. Because life is momentum, isn't it? Just like business is momentum, emotions momentum, sports momentum. So you can build your own momentum, but what you gotta do is you gotta do the simple practice of putting yourself in a peak state. But if you start within you, even if you only show a portion of it, like a tip of the iceberg, people feel there's something deeper underneath, even when you don't say it. They sense what's in you. And when that's there, you can have a much deeper impact. Now, why did you come to this conference? Tell me, anyone, why did you come to this conference, sir? To grow what? What's it? To grow what? To grow inside as an individual. What did you hope would happen if you grow inside as an individual? I'll be a better person. If you're a better person, what will that give you? A better life. And if you have a better life, what will that give you? Happiness. So he's got a long story, but he just freaking wants to be happy. And most of us are a long story. If I do this and this and this, if I have 14 perfect children, if I change the world, if I make $1 trillion, if I do these things, then, and then you have some people it's happy, some people it's free, some people feel a life of meaning, some people say I'm lovable or I'm loved. We all have different words, but we're after emotions. Everything you do, and most of us in this group are pretty intellectual individuals, pretty smart individuals, at least we think we are, but this gets in the way often of this.